They wanted to be like God. Human beings rejected the life of dependence on God. They believed they could live without Him. They wanted to determine good and evil for themselves. They wanted to become the rulers of their own lives. This is what sin truly is. Sin is not merely a mistake. Sin is rebellion against God, removing God from his rightful place and putting ourselves at the center. In fact, every problem in human society began here. Why do people constantly clash with one another? Why are relationships broken? Why is there never enough satisfaction? Why do people become angry when things do not go their way? Because there is a sin nature within us that seeks to exalt self above God. As soon as sin entered, humanity immediately began to fall apart. What crime first? Shame. They realized that they were naked. Before sin, there was no shame, because they lived in the presence of God. But sin brought deep shame into a human soul, and so they began to hide. They covered themselves with fig leaves. Beloved, even today, people continue to cover themselves with money, with success, with education, with careers, even with religious appearances. We pretend to be fine. We pretend to be strong. We pretend to be holy. Yet deep inside there is fear. Because sin leaves shame in the human heart, and sin ultimately causes people to run from God. When God came into the garden, Adam and Eve hid. Beloved, the most terrifying consequence of sin is separation from God. Prayer becomes distant. Worship becomes burdensome. People avoid God's word because sin makes standing before God feel frightening.